What's up? What's up? What's up? Today
Yeah.
is Monday, March 9th, almost 11:30 a.m. EST. Because Brazilians don't daylight savings time, it is approximately 12:30 p.m. Brazilian time, which makes it 3:30 e- uh, Euro time. Fuck it, I forgot what we UTC.
Dude, but just wait. Yeah, it's 3:30 UTC, but just wait until the end of March, and then the Euros change time too. It's fucked, dude.
When do they change?
The last Sunday in March.
I don't know why we can't just all do it at the same time.
It's like that now. Now, if you have meeting, like you're better off just doing it in UTC, right? If you're scheduling meetings globally, right? Because Asia doesn't do it, Russia doesn't do it, South America does. I think besides Chile, Chile does it, fuckers. And Arizona doesn't do it. Two provinces in Canada don't do it. Australia has a even more fuck time zone. There's like 5, 6 time zones in Australia. So better just plan things UTC for the next always, but particularly the next few weeks because it's cooked.
Interesting.
Let me share us around.
Interesting. Well, what's been going on? I mean, you know what's funny? This little relief pump we got here, little bounce. I almost went long yesterday. And you
Mm,
know why? It sounds so silly, but I looked at coziest.tools, looked at my own site. I was showing it to Middle Cozy because he was asking like what some things that I've already built besides like things that I'm working on. So I was like, "Oh, I built a couple games, like, the game that you play, and then I built a card game for mom, and I built, a little analytics site to kinda test some meme hypotheses and, like, show some patterns and just, like, other important, like, data points that I like to look at." Um, and when I looked, I was looking at the BTC streak, and it was, like I think the longest streak this year was 6 days, and we were on day 4
mhm.
of a of a
Of
of a
down, of down.
of a down streak, yeah, day 4. So I was like, what are the odds that we have another 2 days? It's probably pretty slim. Maybe one more day of down at most if things are terrible, but it's a Sunday. And usually, if we're dumping through the weekend, we get some relief Monday morning. And what do you know? I wake up 5 to 10% pretty much across the board on
Off the lows. Yeah.
off the lows. Yeah. Should have done it. I should have listened to Coziest Tools. It knew.
Even U.S. futures nuked oil. So I think that the thing that people don't understand is like, oh, oil's like 110 a barrel or whatever it hit today. Is that it's not a stock. That's a future. So futures went super wonky right now in the front end, but like if you looked at December, like it was 110 for this upcoming contract, and then it was like 70 in December. So you can trade that, right? Like that trade comes, you could easily trade that, right? But people think like, oh, it's 110 a barrel. It's like, yeah, that's futures though. So futures can go negative, right? We saw that a few years ago in oil too, right? Futures actually went fucking negative, and it can keep going negative, and you can actually owe your broker money. Um, it's not like a stock where the stock goes to zero and then that's it. You're just liquidated. Like no, you can still owe your broker money. You're taking margin loans on leverage.
I still owe your broker money.
Yeah, you could lose everything and still owe the broker money. So it's a fuck game, but that was like futures. So across the curve, the front end was super lifted. You could have sold front end and bought back end. You could have done a few trades there. I think it's coming back into line now. I think it's still like 90s in the 90s last time I looked, like an hour ago. But it hit like 120 basically, which was super fucked. Even U.S. equities, U.S. futures took a dip overnight, and same price as Friday, pretty much. A couple points off, 20 points off.
I barely leave the house anymore. So
Mm.
this past weekend was the first time I'd had to hop out and get gas in a while, and I was like, "Holy shit, dude. What the fuck is going on?"
I think they were hitting $8 in LA.
Well, it's always $8.
No, it's always like 5 or $6, right? Like, it's always fucking expensive, but, the weekend premium.
It, it's usually around 3 here, and
Yeah,
just over. So when I
that's fine.
saw it, like, pushing 5, I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. You're like, "Am I in California? What's going on
Back
here?"
in my day, gas used to be 99 cents a gallon.
Yeah, dude. But they also don't remember that they used to have rations for fucking gas, and depending on what number your license plate ended in was the day that you were able to get gas.
Where was it, like, in California?
No, in the US.
When did this happen?
Like wartime?
Oh, okay, okay. I
Yeah.
was like, in my lifetime, I've never known of that happening.
No, 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 no. Like great, whatever. Grandparents or great grandparents' lifetime happened. They have this in Sao Paulo too, but instead of gas, it's for parking because there's so many fucking people. So depending on what your license plate ends in, is the day that you can park in the city on the street, like instead of a parking lot. You get a fucking ticket if your license plate doesn't end on the right number on the right day. It's fucking retarded.
That's happening right now?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like there's so many people in Sao Paulo, so they want you to take public transportation. They want
Yeah.
you to carpool. They want you, and if you do drive, just you have to pay the parking lot. There's not like meters here, like on the street. There's no like parking meters. That's not a thing here. Oh, pay $1, 5 reais for a few hours. That's not a thing here. So it's like free to park. So instead of saying like, okay, you can just park here every fucking day for free, there's so many people. I think it's like 20 million people in the greater metropolitan area of Sao Paulo. They regulate who parks. You can fucking park and get a ticket. They're not going to tow your thing. They're not going to tow your car. They just give you a ticket. It's a stupid rule. I think dumb
See,
rule.
here they won't here it depends on the city you're in.
Mm,
Some places, they put a boot on your car, and other places they
okay.
tow you.
Okay.
Funny story, when I first moved to where I am right now, and I was trying to start seeing the now Mrs. Cozy, I she went on vacation, and I went out with, like, some some of my colleagues and, like, some of their friends, and I went downtown. I parked my car on, like, the main, like, bar or restaurant kinda street downtown where everything happens, because there were
Okay.
no signs anywhere saying you couldn't, right? There were actually, I just didn't see 'em. So I parked there,
Usually.
we go to a couple places, I go back to my car, get some stuff, go to the next place, and after, like, an hour and a half, I go outside to go to my car to go get something, and I can't find my car, and I think I'm just, like, drunk or something. I'm like, "Wait a minute, like, am I drunk? Like, did I forget where I parked? Like, what the fuck?" And then I see the signs, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, because they weren't real
Mm.
signs, they just, like, pulled and it wasn't there when I parked either, which is probably why I wasn't towed for half the day, but after some time at
Moved it at
night,
night, yeah.
they made it no parking, and they just went over and they pulled, like, bags over the parking meters with the signs on them. So I was like, "The fuck? That shit wasn't there when I parked."
Yeah.
It was a Sunday, so I couldn't go get my car, or it was a Saturday night, so, I about to be Sunday technically. Most of those places aren't open on Sundays, so I was screwed. Like, I was supposed to go pick her up from the airport, and I couldn't go pick her up from the airport, so I had to, like, scramble, and I didn't know anyone in the area really yet.
Yeah, pre-Uber, just taxis.
Yeah. So, luckily I knew one of her friends, so I messaged her friend. I'm like, "Can you please, like, save me right now? I need you to go pick her up from the airport because my car got towed."
Yeah. Here, it's not like a thing like towing at like, that's one thing that the US does. Like, if somebody's in your fucking driveway, you're just like, "Fuck 'em, tow 'em." If somebody parks for 10 minutes over, boot them or tow them. UK too, right? They're super keen on doing that. Here,
Kids.
it's not really like a thing. Like, maybe a tow business would be good here, you know? Like you just start people complain and you just come pick up cars and put them in a fucking lot. Seems like the easiest fucking thing. I actually knew a tow truck driver, not a tow truck driver, the owner operator of the company, and straight hillbilly, redneck, southern guy. We did like a car rally with them. Dude, they had like two or three Ferraris and would always stop at the gas stations, get roller dogs, the hot dogs, get fucking big gulps. They just like and pictured what you thought a trucker and a trucker wife was. It wasn't even like they lived the stereotype. They were the stereotype. It was amazing. And they were really successful and owned. I think it was
Patty Tuna, what
S-
up?
S-
What up?
SF or LA. Three Ferraris, trucker life, trucker wife. No complaints.
What
What's
else?
going on with these markets, though, dude? These markets are.
We're we're back on a Monday, but I'm hesitant to say we're back. I still think we have some turmoil until there's uh some stability.
Did you know it was a big week?
I heard it was a big week. That's what Barry said.
You have futures open yesterday. You have February existing home sales on Tuesday, February CPI inflation data Wednesday, US GDP Friday, PCE inflation Friday, JOLTS Friday, the job opening JOLTS. Um, I don't think we're out of the woods yet. Like I would play defense here and protect some capital and really I wouldn't be buying dips. I'd be managing risk, not buying dips. And the market was super calm for how long was this Iran thing going on for? Like a week or 10 days, 2 weeks, whatever. The market was super fucking calm because they thought that there was a strategy here for Iran, and then it turns out that they're just blowing up schools and schoolgirls. They killed like 170 something schoolgirls at a school that was bordering a military base. Fucking hit it twice in an hour with like 40 minutes apart. And markets are pretty irrational and they like certainty. And when there's not certainty, you see shit like we saw last night on the open. Like there's some recovery right now, but that's not to say that people aren't just loading their shorts or closing their Sunday night futures positions and hedging and rolling. I mean, you really think you have to get through this week. And if this Iran thing starts going on for more than, dude, they said that it would be days the U.S. said it would be days that they control the the Iran airspace, 100% of it. Like, if that's not the case and this starts getting dragged on like a few months and production of not just oil, but like fertilizer and other commodities coming from that area, like, I don't think we're out of the woods quite yet. Not yet.
Give me
Not
one.
to say like we're going to fucking zero, but like shit like today, like oh we're up 5% today. Can you hear me? Oh, he muted. Fuck. We lost him.
Sorry, my mini came to visit. Um,
The invasion.
it's my feed has been polluted with just like AI stuff. Like
Mm.
the algo is so fickle right now that like I liked some design things like UI UX design stuff, and my feed started shifting even from like AI stuff to design. Uh, let's see. BSB says if it keeps on going, it gives them a reason to print more. Yeah, we all know that like war is the only thing that we're as the U.S. able to profit off of. It's the only the only surefire profit
Oh,
that
for sure.
we take.
War is the money printer, dude. For sure.
I
BSV.
think our wars, the invasions line up with sun cycles. I saw someone chart this,
Okay, I like this. Tell me.
which also means that like our economy fluctuates inversely with the sun cycles, which is why we have to go to war every time that uh, it's the sun is the, the, the sun is positioned where it is.
Jesus. Dude, Circle, have you looked at Circle stock lately? Like it's still down 70%. Okay, don't get me wrong, right? It's down 70% in from the peak, right? But it's up 100 and something percent in a month.
Well, they have a lot of
From
shit on, dude. Like, I mean, uh, I
130%,
would say
31 days.
even with just like the X402 stuff, right? It's bringing a ton of eyes to Circle because USDC offers their gasless transfers.
Mhm.
And for all these agents that are, just fucking like hitting APIs with requests, they have this protocol now. I don't know if you know about it, Marty, where you can gate an API with a paywall. It's HTTP 402. And what it does is it tells the agent like how much the request costs essentially, and
Okay.
they pay to the HTTP header, and then it gives them access to like the data they want to pull. Um, so USDC has been getting a ton of use in like the agentic finance world. Not saying that's the reason for it to be up 100%, but it's getting a lot of eyes and a lot more use uh, from I think people
From
that
the
normally
bots.
would not be. Yeah, but like developers that normally wouldn't be putting such a focus on stablecoins. Either they
Mhm.
wouldn't care at all, or it'd be an afterthought. It'd be like, you just have to add it as a base asset.
Do you think that
What's happening
crypto
outside of the crypto like agentic world? There's got to be something happening for it to be up 100%.
um you have their earnings, they crush fucking earnings, and then their revenue was 770 million, was like 20 million over estimate and 21 million over estimate, and then the earnings was a surprise by 161%, but also the US regulatory sector, right? So like all crypto needs, and it came out last week, and we saw the pump last week. It was like right before Saylor bought. So Saylor bought another yard of capital. He bought a Bitcoin. He bought like another billion. His entry was 70K. So that means that pump to 74 was all him, like fucking retarded. And last Wednesday, it was Trump on True Social that came out and said, like, oh, we need to pass the Clarity Act right now. We need to be the crypto act, the crypto capital of the world. We need to embrace this technology. Like all crypto really needs, and we saw it there with like a 10% move last week, was a little bit of hope that this shit is actually going to pass. And I think that's what we're seeing with Circle, that there's the Clarity Act is coming, the Genius Act is here. They're waiting for the Clarity Act to pass. If that shit all of a sudden is just like, oh, we're passing it right now. We are the crypto capital of the world. We are gonna change regulatory stance. We are gonna implement tax guidance and everything that they've promised. Then we get like a 20% day or like a 10% day, right?
Yeah.
If not, I think we just slowly fade down, and it would suck to see like we fade down into the 50s, and then all of a sudden is like, oh, we're getting this good fucking news, and then we just bounce back up to like where we are, like 60s, 70s. I would rather get the good news now and we start headed back up to 100 instead of getting into the 50s. Shit starts getting a little shaky down there, and then they're like, oh cool, we passed all the shit, and then like the pump is just like where we were at like 2021 high, which is pretty much where we're sitting right now. Like
Yeah.
it would suck to see that, like the momentum loss, I guess.
The is there momentum at all right now though? I mean, I just see this like as a post weekend flush relief.
Yeah, I mean we lost the
Global
momentum when
tensions are high. There's uncertainty about regulation. There's the fatigue, no new inflows really from retail
ETFs
or even like
or ETFs.
institutions other
Yeah.
than regular
Basis died. Basis is like 3% or something instead of 10. There's no juice to be extracted anymore. It's all been squeezed.
how's Athena doing? Speaking of basis.
I read a report the other day, like majority of their capital isn't even deployed.
What?
It, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's down a lot, dude. It's down a lot, dude. It's literally in free fall. Like I don't know if we want to pull it up. I like Guy and all that shit, but from September 2025, it's down 90%. It's just
Pull that
been
shit up, Jamie.
down and to the right.
Let's see.
And that, dude, it hit like $1 there, dude, in September last year. It hit like $1 pretty much, 90 cents, and now it's 10 cents. It's all-time low. But this chart is nasty, dude. It's like 30 cents to 150, back to 20 something cents, back to 120 or whatever, 130, back to 20 cents, back to $1. Like shit's
Oh
fucking,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. There's another pump there too, even before Velo added it.
that's rough. That
Well,
is rough.
when you have to like, I'm all good for incentives, okay, but there's some extent of incentives that just don't make any sense, right? Like Ina was partnered with Bybit, giving like some rate of return that was not sustainable, like 10% or 12%, 11, whatever it was for like a fixed period of time. And we were talking about it with them and with Bybit or whatever, and they were like, "Oh, we don't know when it ends," but of course they know when it ends, but it's only a timed promo, and then it went to 8, and then it went to 5, and then now it's nothing again. So when you have these like crazy promotions, it brings capital for a short period of time. I think that's like that last pump that we saw up until like 80 cents, and then you just lose users. I
Oh,
mean,
for
what's the market cap?
um,
Market cap is still fucking 874 million, dude. There's still $1 billion. Like that's crazy. But 24-hour volume Binance on spot is $10 million.
which is nuts. Like it was
Which is
doing fucking.
billions, yeah, hundreds of millions.
Let me see here. Pull this shit up. 6.673 billion TVL right now.
Jesus, yeah,
Annualized fees
it's fucking
231
huge.
million. Revenue annualized 1.27 million. So they're a bit down there. Earnings annualized, yeah, same.
But it's still huge, like huge company.
20.46 mil in liquidity, 84 million 24 hours. They're still doing fine.
Yeah, they're fine. That's what I mean. They're fine. What was the guy's name that ran it? Guy and the other guy?
I don't know. I just know the fucking jackass that was their spokesperson, the face of them for a little while. Who's
No, the guy that buys like designer jackets now. I forget his
the
name.
guy that what?
He buys like designer jackets and has some crazy
Yeah, that's what I'm
styles and
talking
shit.
about, Seraphin.
Yeah, Seraphin. Like he just left at the top, right? Like pretty good exit for him.
Yeah.
They're still number 57 market cap. Dude, this market cap chart is fucking insane. The top 10 is still Cardano, Doge, Tron, Sol, USDC, XRP, BNB, Tethers, ETH, and the Bitcoins. Hype is number 12, dude. About to pass Bitcoin Cash.
I want to know who's still buying Bitcoin Cash. Like, where is it super popular outside of Grayscale?
I have no fucking idea.
Like, where is all it? There's no way that it's like still just
Binance, 10 million spot traded on Binance. 24 hour. That's not much. Coinbase 4 million. Upbit, Korea 2.3 million. OKX 3 million. Bybit 1 million. That's spot, right? But its market cap is still 8.98 billion. $9 billion still. Has room to fall.
I'm so surprised that it's still like, all right, the other ones are like boomer coins, right? Like we know that boomers like ADA, they like
Mhm.
XRP. Tron is, fucking Jason will keep that in the top 10
Yeah.
until he's arrested, until he goes to jail. Uh,
Hmm.
and the rest of them make sense, right? BTC, ETH,
Sure.
XRP, fucking stable coins, all make sense. But I still don't understand how hype isn't above Bitcoin Cash. That shit is
Hype is 8.3 billion and Bitcoin Cash is 8.98 billion. So, we're one day it could easily pump. Dude, even what's this Leo Lion coin? Leo coin? What is this? Do you know what this is?
Leo is Tether's, Tether's coin.
Is
Well, no,
it?
no, Leo's Bitfinex's, I think. It's Bitfinex's coin.
Dude, Leo is number 13 under Hyperliquid, 8.3 billion. And its traded 24-hour volume is under $1 million. Dude, what? It's 900K traded in 24 hours. Like, what the fuck?
I remember when everyone was trading Leo.
Yeah, Leo, Monero, Chainlink, Athena, USDE, not ENA. Stellar's still up there. Hedera, AVAX, Sui, Ton. Dude, we need to send all this shit to zero, dude. Algorand is still in the top 100. Like, no.
To,
Filecoin is still 700 million. Send it to zero fast. VChain is above Arbitrum.
well,
Jesus Christ.
VeChain still has their contract with the UFC.
They
They're
still
like
do.
they're like the official sponsor of
Yeah. Yeah.
the UFC, and is it something else? Or is it just the UFC
I think it's UFC. I think they did a 100 mil deal with the UFC.
for like 10 years or something?
Crazy.
VeChain was like such a weird blockchain. Most people did not interact with it at all, but when I worked at the infrastructure company I had to mess with that quite a bit, and it was a very it reminded me like kind of EOS where you have this like two token system and an account system, and nobody except the people that wanted to use it knew how to use it.
Send it to zero. Like seriously, what's going to be around in the next cycle? Like, sure, top 10, but like shit that actually people care about. Bitcoin, ETH, Tether.
It's funny you bring this up. That used to be when I worked at the one company, that was a question that was, it wasn't like necessarily tangible, but it was a thought exercise we had to do before listing something.
Okay.
Um, and it was like, do we see this still being here in 18 months to 2 years? And if the answer was yes, then it was like a pretty easy, and if it wasn't, then, we, there had to be some, there had to be some promise to it, right? Like, uh, the exchange business back then, there was a lot of, people didn't understand the way they do now that, like, it doesn't matter what people are trading, like, it doesn't matter what the ticker is, does it make fees? Is there attention around it? Is there volume? Is there liquidity? Like, those are all secondary to, do we like this project? And, I spent a lot of time trying to shift that mind, space at the company I was at because, it was actually around the time of, um, Bitcoin Cash. and there were a lot of, like, diehard, Bitcoin maximalists that I worked with, and they did not wanna list it, and I was like, "Guys, who fucking cares?" Like, our users have tons of free money that they can't access, and us not supporting it and not supporting a way to claim it means that we're pushing them somewhere else where they could get they could lose their money, they could get hacked. Like, why would we want to do that just because we don't like something? Number 1. Number 2, it's like at the time, it was like the number 3 traded asset, So it's like, we're really not gonna list something that's a top 5 asset just because you don't like it? Like, doesn't make any fucking sense. Eventually, we built like a claim and like, supported it, but it was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, majority of the shit won't be around in a few years. At all. At all.
But that's always the thing, right? Like, you can let me pull this up, right? We can look at this top, we'll say 20, right? And
Mhm.
this shit is gonna be drastically different next cycle. The only things that will remain are Bitcoin, ETH, Tether, BNB, XRP, USDC. Dude, actually, this is a pretty solid top 8, I'm not gonna lie. Uh, Doge being up here, and I think, I I think Hype, should be in the top 10 there, obviously over Cardano, but I
Of course. Yeah, definitely over
if
Cardano.
you got rid of HELOC and you threw Hype in there, that's not a bad top 10. I could see most of those staying there into the next, cycle. Like, realistically, BNB,
You put a little basket on. You start selling baskets.
I
Top
would
10.
I would never, like, index and trade that basket. I think indexes are
But
so
somebody
fucking
would.
good.
But somebody would, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I just think they're so the main reason they're so bad is, like, they're never actively managed or balanced properly. So, you
Yeah, every quarter, and it's like, well, the fucking thing changes
yeah,
every
and, like,
day.
dude, th some of these assets are so much more wildly volatile than your anchor, than Bitcoin, that, like, it doesn't make any sense to index and hold that unless, like, I don't know, you just, like, really need exposure to, like, things that aren't Bitcoin. But, it's like just buy ETH and SOL at that point, or buy ETH and BNB at that point. Like, why I don't know why you would want to include Tron, XRP. I guess honestly, dude, if this was the top 10, if you had Hype in there, that's not a bad index at all. Get rid of Tether. All right, so we get rid of the stables. So
Mhm.
you figure Hype. Give me Hype and XMR in place of there, and I don't know. You just put Hype and XMR in there and get rid of the stable coins. Gotta figure out what's gonna and Doge replaces, HELOC. I think that's not a bad top 10 to index. As much as I hate Tron, like, it's really not that bad. Not that Tron isn't that bad. That index of those 10 wouldn't be a bad, index to buy.
Yeah. Somebody build it. Who could build it? Hashtags could build it. Hashtags has one of these. Hashtags is here in Rio, but they have a
So many people fucking have one of those or used to, and,
but they have a fund in the US too. They have long bias crypto selection. Dude, it's down 32% in 12 months. Yeah, fuck that. Crypto top performers, hashtags top 20, 40, and 100. The top 100. Okay. Let me read. It's not 100 crypto. It's the crypto listed companies in the US. You know,
yeah.
it's not like it's Circle, it's Coinbase. It's not crypto stocks. That thing's down 46% in 6 months. Yeah, like who's buying this shit? Who is buying this?
I have no idea. But on that note of who's buying this shit, I gotta go. Got a very, very important meeting today. We'll see you back on Wednesday. Who's our guest this Wednesday?
Confirming today between two people. People are a little iffy, dude, on confirming things. When you book things like 3 4 weeks ahead, life changes. I found really either I book it on Friday night or I book it on Monday. If I book it 2 3 weeks in advance, a lot of people fucking cancel. Life is just changing. All right, we'll see you Wednesday.
Yep, yep. See you Wednesday. Adios, amigos.